you guys. I've been looking for you. I've got an idea. A study group. What do you think? Are you interested?
Yes, I need a study group in a big way.
Me too.
Do you think we have enough people here for a study group? I mean, there are only 4 of us.
Sorry, 3 of us. Chris can do study group. Right, Chris?
Yeah, there's no way I can do a study group. I have an assignment and then I'm too busy, but I'll stay for this first meeting.
Should we try and get another group together with us for this?
No, I don't think so. I think 3 is fine. Ideal size. Really.
Me too.
Okay, 3 people then. 4 people for the first meeting. What next?
What about a meeting place? We can't meet here in the library.
It's not too bad, especially if those other people would go away.
But we can't exactly ask them to leave and people might get annoyed with us talking.
Can I say something here?
Sure, go ahead.
There's a study hall next to the cafeteria. It's almost always empty. Could we meet there?
A study hall? Who knew? Well, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I've never been there, but...
So we ought to decide how long for and how often.
I read somewhere that you should make the meeting at the same time each week, like a seminar. That way we'd take it more seriously.
We may as well make it for this time since we're all here. Is this time okay?
Works for me.
Me too.
Hang on just a minute. I know I'm not going to be in this group, but aren't we supposed to have a seminar at this time every other week?
No, Thursday, no?
No, that's on Thursday.
Sorry, forget I said anything.
Don't worry about it.
So everyone agrees that this time is fine. Every week?
Yeah.
Yes. How long should we make it?
An hour?
Could we find a way of making it 2 hours?
2 hours seems a bit like too much. To start with then,
90 minutes? Compromise?
is that okay with you, Dina?
Fine by me.
Okay, so I guess all we have left to decide is exactly what we'll do when we meet. The final exam is a way off. I guess we could review our notes or practice learning things by heart.
I have a list of do's and don'ts, actually, that I got online. I could be a moderator, and we could use the ideas as a starting point. Obviously, this is the sequel to Fun in the City, which is a film I didn't like, so it's fair to say my expectations were low. So you could say I wasn't disappointed, as it met my expectations. It was awful. It was so awful, I'd rather not spend any more time on it by talking about it. But that wouldn't be a film review, and I think I owe you all a review to save you wasting your money going to see it. So, it starts off with this big wedding scene, and I won't go into why, but the whole scene is just there so they can make this one joke. It's not even a funny joke, it's just terrible. It's got nothing to do with the rest of the film. Anyway, it starts there. Then, instead of the characters and the plot staying in New York where the original film was set, one of them wins a ticket to India and decides to take all her friends. It's what directors do when they've run out of ideas. Let's take our characters on tour. Anyway, they gossip, cry, and shop, and they repeat this until the end. No real people would ever act like this. I didn't have any sympathy for their problems or even care what happened to them. Don't go and see it. You'll only encourage them to make another sequel. The world doesn't need 3 of these films. Please save your money and go and see the other big film this week, Twilight Mirror. So, if you're a fan of the book it's based on, you're probably as excited as I was about this. For everyone else, this is a film fans have been waiting 10 years to see. I have to confess, I was a bit nervous. I'd seen the posters and they didn't look right. I didn't love them at all. And I wasn't sure about the actors they cast either. So I went in not sure what to expect. But I loved it. One thing I really liked about it was the pace. They went backwards and forwards between the real world and the computer world, and it worked really well. The special effects brought the computer world to life, and I totally believed in it. But more than that, I felt emotionally connected to the story and the characters. The whole film worked on so many levels. It reminded me of going to the cinema as a child, how much fun that was. I can't recommend it enough.
Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in class for a while.
Good, thanks. You?
Great. As long as I don't think too hard about all the essays I have to write this term.
Yeah.
Hey, are you okay?
I have to admit, I'm struggling a bit. Maybe even a lot. I've not been sleeping well at all, and then I can't concentrate. And all these things are just going around and around in my head.
That doesn't sound good. So, you're sleeping badly and you can't concentrate. Is that all it is, do you think?
Well, if I'm honest, it's more than that. I'm starting to dread going outside. I find myself worrying about stupid things like, what if I forget the way home? Or what if I go to class thinking it's Monday, but actually it's Friday, and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time? It sounds even more stupid when I say it out loud. It took me 2 hours to leave the house today.
It doesn't sound stupid at all. It actually sounds a lot like me last year.
Really? But you're so together.
I've learned to be. But even I still have bad days. I used to have panic attacks and everything. When you were trying to leave the house today, how did you feel?
Like I couldn't breathe, and my heart was going way too fast.
That sounds like a panic attack to me.
I thought I was going to die.
You'd be surprised how common they are. Loads of people have them. They just don't talk about it.
How did you get over them?
I actually talked to a doctor about it, and you should too. But I learned some practical things as well. Though they're easier said than done. And they're going to sound weird, so hear me out, okay?
Okay.
So, one thing I did was to try to reduce the power of anxiety and the panic attacks when they came. So, and this may sound strange, at a time when you're feeling safe and okay, you literally do things that make your heart start racing faster and your breathing speed up. Like spinning around on a chair until you're dizzy or hyperventilating so you're short of breath.
That sounds awful.
It is, but it means you get used to the symptoms so they feel less scary.
Right.
Then you have to deliberately do the things that usually make you feel panic. So, if it's going to class on Monday, and being scared you've got the wrong day, on Monday you go to class. If you let the anxiety control you by making you stay at home, it just makes it worse the next time you really do have to go out.
And what did you do if a panic attack came anyway?
I had a distraction plan. So I walked everywhere instead of taking the bus because the exercise helped, but also I did things like count trees or red cars or something. Whatever it was didn't matter, as long as I had something else to focus on.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I thought...
Hello, welcome to Shake It Off Fitness. How can I help you?
Yes, thanks. I've been meaning to come in and find some information about here for some time. I was wondering if you could help me.
Sure, of course. What would you like to know?
I saw on the sign outside that you have the best budget membership in the city. Is that right?
You've got that right, yes. If you find a better rate, then we'll match it. Also, we don't have any sign-up fees or cancellation fees.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
Cancellation fees. Some gyms charge you money if you leave before a minimum number of months or something like that. We don't do that.
Well, that's useful to know. What times do you have?
We open at 5 a.m. and close at midnight.
Not 24 hours then, I see.
No, almost though. We tried doing the 24-hour thing, but there really weren't a lot of people who wanted to do exercise at 2 in the morning.
Makes sense. Another question. Do you have trainers? Like, will you do a personalised evaluation of me?
Sure we do. As we say on our brochure, we can show you what to do, how to do it, and why you are doing it. Have you worked with a personal trainer before?
No. No, I haven't, no.
So, it's very easy. For your first visits, we'll assign you one of our expert personal trainers. He or she will design an exercise plan that's just right for you and show you exactly what to do. We even include nutrition advice in the plan.
Let me get this straight. All of this is included in the price?
Yes, it is. If you want to continue with your trainer after the first few classes, we can talk about that. It does cost extra though, okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. Okay. Why should I choose here instead of any of the other gyms in the city?
What? You mean apart from our competitive rates and personalized attention?
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, here's a free day pass. Why don't you drop by and see for yourself? That way you can talk to other members, see the facilities and our staff.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks very much.
Hello, sales department. This is Ayako speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Ayako. This is Sam from Events for You. I'm calling about the piano you want at your Christmas party next month.
Oh, good. It would be a great surprise to have one there for our boss for the night. He can play and it would be a great addition for the party. Have you been able to source one?
Well, yes, I have, but...
But what?
Well, we're going to either have an issue with the logistics or the budget, or possibly both.
Oh, dear.
Well, we found a baby grand piano, as you requested, and it's available for the date you want.
Okay, great. So what's the issue? Is it too expensive?
No, it's within the budget you gave me, so everything there is okay. But it's too wide for the entrance doorway into the building.
Oh, I see. So what are our options? Could we dismantle it outside and reassemble it inside?
No. Unfortunately, you can't really do that with pianos, but don't worry, I'm sure we can find some inventive solution.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, we could hoist it up to the first floor balcony. The door there would be large enough to fit it through.
Great. That sounds like a good plan.
That would work, though it would increase the cost considerably as we'd need a crane, an extension on the insurance policy, and probably 2 to 3 additional people to manage getting it successfully into the building.
Oh, I see. Well, we can definitely stretch the budget by about 10%, but we shouldn't go over that. If we exceed the budget by more than 10%, then other areas of the party budget will have to be cut. And we don't really want that.
Okay, so this idea won't work then. Sorry if I wasn't being clear. The considerable budget increase I was referring to would add a further 50%. You know, cranes are expensive.
Oh, okay. So what other options do we have?
Well, how fixed are you on the piano being a baby grand? Would an upright piano be an option?
I don't know.
It would fit through the door on the ground floor and cause fewer problems. I've also got the option on a really nice white vintage upright piano with black design work.
Okay, that sounds like it might work. Could you send me over some photos of it?
I'll do it now, together with the rental and delivery information and costs.
Great. Thanks, Sam. Let me think about it and I'll call you back later today.
Sure, no problem. I'll wait for your call.